What's up, everybody? I do hope that you guys who celebrated it had a wonderful Christmas and received all the gifts that you could possibly desire. Um, let's see what we have for the day after Christmas. Let's just move our screen down a little bit, and here we go. We've got leaf stem, street limit, thumb pick, curb lane, drive blow, sheet hold, page check, alley folio. Now we've got a ton of different types of roadways. We've got the alley, we've got the drive, we've got not a curb, we have a lane, and we have a street. Actually, there's only four. Huh, that's not as bad as I thought. Street, lane, drive, alley. My only concern is I'm just not crazy about alley. Do you know what I mean? I'm not crazy about that. But we can definitely go with leaf, sheet, page, folio. Yeah, those are all. Those are just all paper. Yeah, paper in a book. Okay. Stem, curb, check, and limit. These are all ways of reducing something. Restrain. I think reduce is just as good. And then now we still, let me see here. Yeah, we still have it's probably fine because you have to have a yellow. So let's just pretend that it is the alley, the lane, the drive, and the street. Which it really has to be at this point, right? Because none of these others pick, blow, hold, or thumb. So yeah, we're fine. So street, lane, drive, alley, these would all be thoroughfares, could you call them? Or thoroughfares? Oh, I don't know. What else can we call this? Where you can passageways where you can drive your car. Just not necessarily in an alley. I think passageways is not that bad. Road names. Okay, that's fine. Just the alley though. That's kind of unusual. Like I don't think I've ever had anybody's address like on a certain alley. Okay, and now pick, blow, hold, thumb. This is of course our purple category. Thumb drive. Hold drive, blow drive, pick drive doesn't really make sense. Thumbnail, hold nail, blow nail, pick nail. Keep playing off of the thumb here. Blow hard, pick hard, hold hard, thumb hard. I got this, guys. It took a tiny bit of thought. I was thinking, the first direction I was going was like something with instruments, because like you use a pick for your guitar. You blow into, certain instruments, like a trumpet. Then you also use your thumb, but that didn't quite go, especially with the hold. And then I was thinking about something that you really shouldn't do, and that would be to pick your nose. It's totally good to and fine to blow your nose, and sometimes if something smells, you hold your nose, and then I think you thumb your nose. That's probably just to, make a funny face. So I think this category should be things you do with your nose. Nice. Very, very nice. What can I say, guys? I think we've just gotten really, really good at this game. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I made a mistake. Of course I will from time to time. not be able to name the category. The most recent one that comes to mind was definitely that Statue of Liberty. That was ingenious, right, guys? But yeah, you just have to really think about all the different ways that that word could apply. And don't get too hung up on one thing. So that's why I just completely left the instruments alone, because holds just doesn't really make sense. So there you have it, guys. Another spectacular connections. I do want to say, by the way, and I will make a more formal announcement maybe within a day or two, I do believe that we're going to go back to competition mode starting in January. Okay. And I have a brand new, much more robust scoring system that I think you guys are going to love. If you'd like, I'll just give you a quick little teaser. And that is, it's going to go like this. You are going to get anywhere from 0 to 4 points based off of the number of mistakes remaining. Okay, so obviously 4 would be ideal. You'll get anywhere from 0 to 4 points for the naming of the categories. Okay, and they are going to go in 0.5 increments. 0.5 increments. So in other words, let's see here. So for instance, if you said paper like I did, that's fine. You would get a full point for that. If you said restrain or reduce, that's fine. That's a point. If you said, the passageways, it's fine. I'm not going to be too picky. Things you can do with your nose. But yeah, if you just missed that category, then you would, if you completely missed it and had nothing to do with your nose, then that's a 0. Where would the half point come into play? That would be, for example, do you remember, this is a controversial category. This is a long time ago. Mountain states. Okay. So if you were to simply say states, you would get a half point. Okay. Because yeah, of course they're states, but they had something much more specific in common, that they were mountainous. Okay. So you would get a half point for saying states, and you get the full point for mountain states. Another good example would be superhero last names. Okay. So if you identified them to be last names only, you would get a half point. If you called them just superheroes, again, a half point. So you get the full point if you say superhero last names. Again, you don't have to have the exact title. It has to be just kind of reasonable, okay? And there you have it. So now the question is, so what do we do with those? We're not going to add them together. We're going to multiply, guys. Yes, we are. So the product of those two numbers could go from a score anywhere from 0 to 16. Okay, the maximum number of points you get for the titles of your connection categories would be a 4, and the maximum score you can get for the mistakes remaining would also be a 4. So your maximum score is 16. However, you know that Art is going to add something else. In fact, he's going to add 2 more things. At any point in the scoring, you don't have to accumulate those first 16 points first. Okay, so anywhere in the scoring, based on how you did, you will get 2 extra bonus points if you got them either in ascending or descending difficulty order. Okay, only 2 points. I'm not going to overdo it, but it's just a cute little bonus item, so that if you really think you got a chance to get them in the difficulty, you're going to get 2 extra points if you go from purple to yellow or from yellow to purple. And we're going to add one more thing, because I'd like the perfect score to be a 20. Okay, so right now we have 16 plus 2, which is 18. 2 more points if, are you ready for this, guys? You can solve the puzzle in under 5 minutes. So if you got it in 4:59, you're good. So what does that mean? It means that if you'd like to join the competition, please say so now, because I'll have to start, preparing my Excel spreadsheet and getting everything organized. I'd love to have at least 50 players. That would be fantastic. Also, let me know if you would like to do individual or teams. Okay, I would like to know what your preference would be on that, and I'll probably, maybe take a vote or just take a glance through the comments. I would like to do some sort of a prize, something pretty cool. So we'll see about that, and and that's how it's going to go. So what you're going to have to do is just simply put in your results, okay. And you have to just be honest and put in what you said just before you submitted for each category, so that we can honestly evaluate. Again, I'm not going to be a terrible stickler on them. I'm going to be completely reasonable, but you have to be completely honest as well, okay? And if you are the type who doesn't really want to be bothered with the timing, and it traditionally takes you more like, closer to 10 minutes. You don't have to like time it, but if you really want to go for those extra 2 points, guys, time it. And if it's below 5 minutes, you're going to get 2 extra bonus points. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. It's just, I think, a little bit more of a robust scoring system than the one we had previously. And I can't wait to start that, you guys, for January 1st, 2024. And of course, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another round of Connections.